Hi, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching and with the Academy Sports Coach 2025. I want to talk to you about a session today that I've designed to work on shooting in small-sided games. So the small-sided games, with shooting them, sometimes we find that we get in lots of lines and things like that because we don't want situations in which our goalkeeper's taking shots from multiple directions, players can get hit, it's a lot of chaos. And I find that especially is where you find, especially at younger levels, you find a lot of coaching where it's one line, player dribbles up, takes a shot, next person goes, things like that. So I've designed these sessions to really work on getting a lot of variability, lots of shots up, but kind of limit as much as possible, the dangers that are involved with that kind of work, especially for younger players. So here we got a 3v3. All right, so a ball starts in the middle, players go for the ball, they can score in any 4 of these nets. So, player gets the ball, shoots, scores. Awesome. All right, so from there, instead of rewarding the player for scoring, we're just trying to create variability in this session. We're trying to create different shots, different looks, different angles, and that thought process. So we're talking to players here, especially about, you don't exactly have to score this worldie where it's top bins and you score this amazing goal. Sometimes it's just about controlling the pass and finding a spot on the net under pressure. So with the grid size, you really want to make sure that the grid is small enough that there's a little uncomfortable, that it's a little bit tight, so that it allows the defenders to get quickly to the spots they need to and put pressure on the shooters. You don't want it so tight that they can't shoot, but you want it tight enough that every shot they do end up taking, they're immediately under pressure. So as soon as that player scores, we're just popping another ball in, coach, extra player. You can have a second team that just kind of stands around and they take turns throwing balls in. So we're getting varying things. So we may pop one in the middle, we pop one here, an easy one, we pop one over here in between 2 goals. And we're just creating variability and different angles and looks that players need to assess the best way to A, get to the ball, B, find the shot. Are they going close? Are they going for the long shot? Do they have to dribble? Can they find a pass? So it's a lot of quick decision making. So these should be maybe top 10 seconds, and they should always. We're looking for them to end in a goal. We're looking for variability. We're looking for different shots, but we're looking for tempo and pace. We want to make it quick because if it's slow, it's not really going to simulate that kind of fast pace, head bobbing, where's my shot kind of situation which we're trying to recreate. So I think it's a great activation drill. It's going to be kind of unfair. One team might get the ball thrown to them a little more. So I would just say this is really more about having fun and scoring as many goals as possible. And really, I wouldn't try to keep score as much and focus on that as much, because you might find that players already, especially younger players early in the session, will get frustrated. It's just about hey, let's just get out. Let's try to score as many goals as possible, and not really focus on the end game as much as the working on shot selection and where to find shots and things we can do there. So from here, again, just focus on getting shots in different angles and different looks. I really like playing this game with my older players, but I think it definitely plays for younger players is the inverse goals. So you're essentially playing kind of like hockey rules where you can go around the nets. So 5v5, 6v6, whatever they may be, you're going to have goalies in the nets. And what we're working on here is finding shots from different angles. So, receiving from the end line, receiving a long ball, and then going towards goal. Now, it's not totally game-like, but I think that just the variability of having the goals facing the wrong way is enough for players to really enjoy it, to kind of get a kick out of it. It's different. It's not just, hey, we're playing a scrimmage. They're having to think and use their brains about, okay, well, if the goal's facing this way, kind of everything I'm doing is a little bit different. So I've got the ball in the midfield. Can I find a line breaker that brings the ball from here to here and then find a shot? You'll find some players will kind of poach. You'll find some kind of players will drift towards the midfield and kind of try to control the mid. Some players will stick out wide and look for long balls to receive and then go at the goal. Everyone kind of tries to find their own strategy in a way that works for them and fits into what they're trying to do. Again, I just think we're in this session, we're just trying to find ways of creating variability, of finding different looks, because it's, a lot of our shooting drills are going to be pass, find a shot, pass, find a shot, and looking for this kind of perfect situation. And I think creating the variability in the small-sided games allows for us to really focus on how crazy shooting is. And you have a defender bearing down, you're last man, 1v1 with a keeper, you're cutting through traffic and trying to find a shot, and just trying to create as much variability and hecticness, if that's a word, to every single drill is really important for developing confident shooters. So this is definitely not the session which we're working on like specific technique. We're not working on striking the ball well. We're working on scoring goals, finding ways that even if it's not the perfect situation, that slotted ball that kind of rolls just out of reach of the keeper, the one that the goalie doesn't expect because how could he get a shot off from there? We're looking for variability and looking to develop like that poacher mentality, or that there's like the keen eye for goal in older players and for younger players as well, but more so for younger players, just thinking about scoring goals. Just find, here's an obstacle, find a way around it, score a goal. Not so much like striking the ball correctly or locking your ankle or stuff like that, which stuff we can talk about in the session. But I'd say a session with it's a little bit more laid out, a little more schematic is definitely going to be a session more for developing that. This would be something maybe you do after that. Hey, let's apply that technique and let's now get a little more like variability within it. Now, kind of the same vein as what we just did in the first drill, but now we're going specifically towards goal. So we'll have one goalkeeper in here. And let's say a 4v4. And maybe you have a coach, but maybe you have a second team that's waiting to come in. I can never. There we go. The yellow one never wants to work. So again, maybe you have yellow, you have a red team on the outside that's just kind of like covering, and they're all holding a ball and they're varying throwing balls in, maybe a coach. But same kind of thing, which is chaos here. So if someone takes a shot, goes wide, cool, we'll have another ball ready to go, and we just throw another ball into a 50-50 or to the corner or something like that. If you feel like your players can handle, awesome. If you feel like players are going to be like, giving one team an advantage or like putting people in dangerous positions, the coach can do it as well. And we're just throwing balls in and just creating that variability. So you just saw a shot, went in, didn't go in, whatever it may be, and you're immediately asked to then readjust and find the ball and find a shot if you can. Or if you're working on, or if you see that, like, hey, I'm not going to get a shot, you're looking to create that shot. So you're creating a lot of variability within this session, and it's just chaotic because getting the ball into the box and trying to find a shot, you're going to find chaos. So we're recreating that chaotic situation here over and over again and getting high reps and lots of shots off in this situation. From here, I go maybe like a transition game. End to end, we have 4 teams. Maybe you go into just like a small-sided game where it's just like a quarter field and like very tight. Or maybe you just go right into your scrimmage from here and you go into full side, and you're just looking to see, hey, we've done these things. Maybe can we get some shots off in this situation? And when you find yourself in those situations, you kind of watch it, and then maybe that's the time you stop and say, okay, we had this chaos situation, we got the shot off, that's awesome. Or hey, we could have gotten a shot off here and we didn't. We really didn't take what we did in the session, and because we didn't take the shot off, that the lane we had to shoot closed, and we ended up getting counterattacked here. So kind of bringing those concepts and thought processes into, we're getting the high reps, and then when those moments occur in the game, we're trying to take all those reps and condense them into that one moment in which they're getting into the larger game. So totally up to you. You can go small-sided and then go right into the game after that. Again, scaling up to the amount of shots that they're going to be able to take within the game. So I'd love to hear in this in the comment section some of the small-sided games you do for shooting that just create high repetition, like the ones you saw in this drill. So let me know in the comment section there on this video. So once again, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching with Academy Sports Coach 2025. I hope this session finds you well.